And welcome back, everyone. We are into round two. So we have the two winners from round one, the Edgemaster Marcus against the Dark Souls of card games Robert. That slight pause there was me forgetting the nicknames that I'd made up for you last night. The winner of these two will go through into the finals of KC Rise 1, and then we will be into the elimination rounds. So it shall be entertaining from this point onwards. So you two are feel free to start. This is the age-old fight between Royal Paladin and Kagema.
Main protagonist against secondary main protagonist.
One back.
Yep. The secondary main protagonist being Royal Paladin, of course.
One.
Sure, because Kai's main character now. Again.
He always was.
Alright.
I'm going to play Royal Paladin, but it must have 4 Blaster Blades in it, and I'm straight back to Kaggle.
Alright, so.
I mean, the series actually does have 4 blaster blades.
Yes, but
He learns.
we are original only ever won the one, and
Yeah.
was able to draw it.
Draw.
So Marcus, do you run the 4 Blaster Blades?
No.
Oh, he's not made the protagonist level.
Skill. Check out 5.
Searching for his overlords.
The search has already begun.
Yep.
Oh, and there's a cross already. My goodness.
And that means Kaigelo's ready for grade 3. As soon as you see a cross, that's it, ready. The cross did help the Overlord deck with consistency now.
Oh, maybe Overlord deck actually playable.
Yeah. The Overlord was always playable, but it's a bit slower.
It was also bad until the cross came out.
Yeah. The cross has basically just made the game for Overlord so much faster.
Attack. Okay.
Since the deck is now basically 4 the cross, 4 the end.
Yeah, it makes the end actually playable. Whereas before it was just like, I don't really know if I want to do this. I need to have 4 cards in hand or less before I can restart this.
Yeah. So yeah, it was it's 4 the create 4 the end. So it was slow.
Okay.
But it did give you options.
Right,
And then you
nice.
just played 4 cross for the end.
Oh
And then
no,
when
you can still play the cross and the great, and that's actually kind of funny because with Burn Rise and the great and Neoflame.
it seems if you look at competitive deficits,
Oh yeah,
the Overlord is
it is just the cross now.
cross and the end.
Yep.
Until Overlord can eventually gets its next ruler support,
And then when
Very
Massive
nice.
becomes tier 0 again.
and then bring out something even more broken. Well, Marcus with a strong push already.
10. 19.
Draw title from Marcus.
10. 20.
What an early aggression here, but this does mean that you can fall pretty rubbish for interference.
Next.
The more damage it does, Robert, the more.
Stand.
That's what Altmile generally does when it goes to grade 2 now, it does do
Right,
it.
check up 7.
Particularly if it's a variant that runs Blaster Blades.
I'll
Because
pick another
Altmile
cross.
It's played so many grade 2s now, it's always searchable.
This is getting
Also likes to keep the Blaster Blade in for the Asha matchup because you can call that with half Power Fairy Totem,
Yep.
which they hate.
So Scott, being every doggo meme on the internet, you're obviously an expert with both Dark Souls and Soul Calibur.
Yeah.
In your opinion, how much of a chance does the Edgemaster have against the Dark Souls of card games?
Well, that depends on how long the Edgemaster can keep his damage low, and that means that he's more likely to be able to say no guard when the cross comes swinging in.
Hmm.
Crit 2 3 times,
Yeah.
1 round.
Honestly, as long as a critical trigger, a single critical trigger will not kill you, you can say no guard. And that's the thing, if you can survive the first couple of attacks from the cross, if you can weather that, it'll run out of steam, but Robert is playing Burn Rise Dragon, so that does mean that he can just convert his hand into power and crit.
Yes, absolutely. And John, as the official bossmancer of the group, what is your opinion on this matchup?
It's going to definitely be a pretty good match. Both decks are meta, with the cross being slightly, I would say, more powerful. Basically, due to consistency of just right the cross, set share. The end, I can still, okay, I'm attacking 3 times, hit crit 2.
And this is the age-old fight between knights and dragons do generally tend to be slightly bigger than what knights are, or paladins.
But with Altmile decks, we don't mind losing grade 2s quite
Okay.
early on. But it does mean that you got the damage quite quickly. got to use it quickly to gain
10.
advantage from having no face up damage.
And as we said in round 1, they want to have at least one face-up damage. If they have no face-up damage, then they have to make suboptimal plays, and that causes them to spend hand as opposed to gain.
And they end up using soul quite quickly.
Yep.
I
Oh,
don't
it's
believe
the
they have a
Altmile.
lot of soul charge options.
Force selection is going to be important here. Well, go 1 or 2.
It is generally a player but nowadays that I'm mostly going to go force 2. Unless they've got a matchup where they would pledge and to be bigger than you. So against most, I'd say Axel decks will probably stay to the force 2. Unless they come up with something using protect 2, such as Shahawk.
Yeah, Charlotte can play Protect 2, but I think the common
How's that?
plays
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and intercepts of
It'll
10
be
for 9.
interesting to see how it deals with Shiranui when it
10
comes up.
Vanguard.
So Shiranui has retained its dominate ability.
38 to
Shiranui is
crit
very interesting. It does seem, when it goes off, pretty strong, and people are considering running less than before Overlord.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vanguard.
I
That's it.
think once we get the new sets out, we're going to see a lot of difference in variety
Right.
in the meta. Okay, enough we've seen in Japan that the OR problem is the
Okay.
raid engine.
Overlord is going to.
It has been hit, but
It's still going to be a problem. I've
It's gonna be-
watched the gift VGCS. Overlord still won easily.
yeah,
So blessed.
but it's basically not
So,
going like a
and-
backboard. I'm good for
Put
you.
10 points or so.
Yeah.
Gain effects in them.
Just to add to John's point, the point that this tournament is taking place, the latest set is currently Silver Dust
Blaze.
Blazer.
Yep.
So the next set we have coming out is the
Butterfly the Moonlight.
Butterfly Moonlight.
Which is support for Pale Moon and Grand Blue,
Pale Moon,
Pale Moon,
Grand Blue,
Blue,
Dark Irregulars,
and
and
Murakumo.
Murakumo, I believe.
all going
Which
to
we might even see additional
Cool.
arresters.
Yeah.
Like, I would not mind seeing that show up in the
Yes.
KT Rise room.
Dueling Dragon has had a pretty big resurgence in Japan.
Skill.
Yes,
Both
they-
standard and
Last
also
one.
limited fight
Put
actually.
a rig in the road back and
gain
bottom
a
of
new
deck.
grade 3 as well.
Yeah,
Retire
Dueling
this.
Dragon does do.
Problem.
Prevents you from being
Which helps now with Shiranui being limited to 1 due to its popularity in the Giga deck.
Crazy.
Was a
Yeah.
very big meta deck at the time last year.
Shiryuki has always been a bit of a problem card since she was first printed in VBT 04.
Yeah, but I think Dueling Dragons weren't too bad when she first came out.
Oh, Dueling Dragons were horrible when they first came out.
But
Yeah,
I
they
think
were.
with
Oh, I hated
when
playing against
Furia
them.
came out, Shiranui just became a problem.
23 crit to Vanguard.
So it's nice to
Cut one.
see that Dueling
Cut
Dragons
two
are
Vanguard.
trying to get their new support. And the fact now that Bushiwood are bringing out triple wearing less decks from booster sets, which is nice for beginners.
not once per
and
turn.
people
It's not
just
one per
starting.
turn.
It's also relevant for limited fight
So
as
he's
well, which
potentially
we had
crit
last
free.
week.
Because let's see, in the new set we have the Harry deck, which is all triple rainbow except for the Harry. I believe
Yeah.
the PR.
Harry himself is VR, Midnight Bunny, Masquerade Bunny, the great resets for
38 to
And the rest is double
The
rainbow.
8 is double rare, and the rest of them are rares.
Yeah. So
Come
we
on,
have seen in Japan
Go
Harry
boss.
is still doing decent.
Yeah.
He's still getting his wins every now and then against the more important meta decks like the Cross and Messiah, along with Grand Blue.
Grand
and
Blue
Sharp
is
and Dark Regulars as
skill.
well, but
pretty
they're
big.
not in the same set.
Oh, we're having a bun ride moment here.
Discard 1. Plus 15 gain a critical.
Or making the best of that face up damage.
21k rear guard.
Once we get to set then,
Skill.
we should have made
Counter
nice
charge.
variety
Oh.
of meta. And with this set of having introducing the
21k
Force again.
crit to Vanguard.
With our rechange from the GL. We also have Mega Colonies in support. And
Yep.
the new mechanic
Okay.
Cradle.
Cradle's going to be very interesting.
It's quite
Secret.
interesting.
Yes.
It basically makes Rearguard, opponent's Rearguard useless. At first you thought it was affecting the Rearguard circle, but luckily they did clarify it only affects the unit, it's attached to the unit, not a Rearguard circle.
And
Just
plus
like the
10k.
94
So,
levels.
yeah, so you
Oh.
thought, okay, I'll just move my
Get the
Rearguard
blast.
back, that should be fine. Doesn't do that anymore. starts with Mega Colony, it'll
Plus
take all
15
time
gain a
with
non-critical.
the hero marker on it. I'll now search for that grade of unit. So it does help the deck.
31
consistency.
crit to Vanguard.
Since I'm not Mega Colony deck
No,
doesn't
no.
really play much grade
Right,
one.
check.
Seems to run about roughly 8.
Oh, big defensive draw.
Oh. Marcus at 5.
40.
Crit.
3.
3. This is what done again.
Forty.
Yep.
Marcus is at
Yeah, the burn rise is such a strong card.
He needs
Was 5k short of being able to stop it, but the rest of my hand was good threes. Unfortunately.
43.
And Marcus is
Interesting.
My hand at the time was 2 Chrono Jets and a Cavalier Phoenix in a row though.
So we have the return of Favas in set 11,
Good.
along with Victor as well,
Yes.
and the Chocolate deck for Novas as the Blues.
Discard.
Yeah,
This
it's
does actually seem quite good.
Roman needs to see Blue again. It's a fan favourite archetype.
Yeah.
So I think maybe the point that John's trying to get across here is that by the time the KC Rise 2 happens, the meta would probably be entirely different, because we'll have Butterfly Moon set up and probably the Magic Lord Blaster deck as well.
Yes, Magic
Which
Lord
is-
Blaster deck is quite strong.
If MLB doesn't make it to the finals of KC Rise, I'll be surprised.
It's really, really strong just out of the deck by itself. I mean, really, if you get the Magic Lord Blaster deck and Liverot, you have an entirely meta deck.
Yeah,
So-
Japan seems to have had quite a lot of different deck lists for it, just running the base deck itself, running it with Liverots, running it with support from the old booster sets as well. So it is quite a variety, but it does show that the deck is strong.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the things I wanted to run was the Psych Lord Blaster, because
The corner.
it's just so much advantage if you
And
can
speaking
get it
of
off.
the Liverots,
And there's the Liverot himself.
so I think what else
Unfortunately, not
say?
doing much.
Spike Brothers.
Yep, Rising Robot.
Yes, their VR has become quite interesting. Instead of just getting that one force gift, you basically gain both of them in your right hand, which is
Yep.
quite interesting.
And Rising Nova has survived pretty much every other grade 3 that Spike Brothers has ever gotten.
So the KC Rise events are going to happen roughly once every month. So at this point, we still don't know whether there's going to be 4 KC Rises or whether we're going to go for the full 8. Once again, it all depends on the amount of interest and also the
Current COVID situation.
the problems with the current pandemic virus. Obviously, if the pandemic virus is still around 5 months from now, then yeah, the KC Rise Finals is going to be a 4-person tournament. We can't have it as an 8-person tournament, so we'll just have to do
This is into
the
this.
4.
Our Edgelord boy here has no face up damage.
He really doesn't.
Well, we have the Estimator skill active. With Robert, if you only 3 cards in hand, it.
Yeah.
No guard.
Oh, and 3 damage.
First check. Second check. Oh, not all effects, jeez. Crit and I guess power.
That's a critical.
So it's 3
can
damage.
Robert.
So he's going to need the heal.
10k.
Well,
10k.
Oh, he's done it! He's done it! As
The
he
heal
and
on
Robert does
6.
one. Robert
Why?
best. That's 6 damage heal. Which many players here know Robert is famous for.
10k.
He's also famous for the double crit on 3.
Yes.
10k here.
Yeah.
And then Japan still has booster set 12, which won't happen.
Doesn't.
We only know that.
5?
But
Five.
flags are being supported in it.
5, yeah, you can have it.
It's been refused yet due to
That's
set
fine.
11 not having its official release
Pitiful
yet,
Vanguard.
but very soon.
Yep. And 33.
See support what Angel Feather, Gold Paladin,
There you go.
Genesis.
Alright, pass.
Stand. And a draw.
I can't remember the last one.
Oh,
There is a huge heal there on that 6 damage.
absolutely.
Alright, time to do some fun. First Torcan and Dragon, let's retire this and draw myself a card. Second Tor Dragon, let's retire something else and draw myself another card.
Mm.
Well, there's the 10k per set.
So put this back and put this back for
But
the
last
cost.
time was 28, which is still right. So
Sounds
5 times Robert's centre column will constantly attack. After every attack.
Uh,
And it's still, after the 3 attacks, it's still 4 bright checks.
Correct.
Marcus will have to survive. from.
And this is
You
like,
hear
he's just demanded another 10k
Lashes
shield.
has a decent slide
Fast.
on.
Shove this in its soul, gain its effects.
Mm-hmm.
The question here is, will Marcus be able to survive this time?
Probably not.
I think that's the thing as well. Like, you know when you can live through an Overlord attack and you know when you can't.
21 crit to Vanguard.
And Altmile is
Card's none?
28
Three.
right now.
Alright.
So it's 21, 31, 41. So it's a 15 key shield.
21.
You put Altmile to 43.
You know he's not like plus 15k during your opponent's one, right?
What was that?
No, he's only 13. So it's still going to be a lot of shield that needs to commit. I think in MLB he becomes 18k for no goddamn reason.
That's just 10.
You know,
That's just 10 for now, yeah.
I'm now nice and big. Enjoy.
And he gains drive checks as well.
Right, so this is 21, that's 18.
Yep.
Yeah. And that will eventually be 31. One pass.
Ooh.
Dangerous.
The dangerous critical power.
Oh.
That's good.
Cool. Very well done.
Another strong thing from Overlord. Robert, how many did you win?
That's game 1.
Oh, there's
Yeah,
no
this
one.
is my game 1. It's very difficult behind the scenes, behind the iron curtain. But specifically an iron curtain because we can't afford cloth.
Yeah, iron's cheaper than cloth.
Yeah!
As I always told, win it, Robin.
Is that officially what bus drivers are supposed to do?
Officially, yes.
I would, I would pay any amount of money to see a bus driver pulling over and going, "Excuse me, mate, do you know the way to this?"
Officially,
It's like everyone on the bus just like, "What the hell?"
officially, see, because we've had way too many bid strikes, the company's had too many bid strikes compared to what we've had last year. And the fact that this year's not finished, we've been more mental about like bid strikes and that.
What, you should straight for Satnam or something?
No,
Like you have to ask for directions.
no, it's the fact is, see if we've got to go off route, we go to stop the bus at the same place with one central just so that I've had to go off route, which you want me to do. Basically, we've got dead journeys that one board tells you which way to go.
Yep.
You now officially have to go that.
Been there.
Because you know, 266 can finish at Hamilton, back to Dublin. That was the quickest way. Go through Motherwell, Mere House, up.
Obviously. Yeah.
M74 and Clyde.
And here we've entered the bus part of
Yeah.
the tournament.
Yeah, we're discussing deep bust lore.
The deep bus lore. I'm sure that'll be absolutely
It's meta relevant.
interesting.
It's meta relevant. I'll have you know.
So,
I mean, I'm on the edge of my seat, listening to it,
It's riveting.
almost falling off the seat out of sheer boredom.
and Robert
Two.
choosing 3 and Scott.
Applauding.
Scott is applauding and Marcus on the coming too.
Ooh.
Quite interesting, I suppose. Now we've seen both players return 3 this tournament so far.
We just can't seem to draw good cards.
I personally blame the COVID.
You can't.
It has officially affected us all. No, we're not talking of the dead holes.
Yes.
Syndrome.
Scammo, no. Dead hole.
It's not.
Evil beast.
Ooh, the Sable Dragonic Raids. Although Sable got a reprint recently, and its price has not actually changed.
Yeah. I think one of the problems this show does have
8K Vanguard?
is we're not getting quite a lot of reprints.
Critical power.
Visual with a reprint policy similar to
Sabo skill
Wizards,
on hit roll 1.
then the game would be much more affordable.
Right.
But Visual
Yep.
don't want that.
AKA problems with having a local library.
This is like consume products.
Yeah,
I think it's more the idea that Bushrod rather makes new product rather than re-releasing old product.
but you would do have to.
People would
It's
still
quite
buy it,
handy
though.
for new players as well. Instead of kind of naming in there with WoW going up to £50.
Like even like festival collection here, some of the reprints were really good,
And then
and some of the reprints were absolute garbage.
I think the only good thing from festivals was to be kind of all starter Vanguards to include reuniting your quick shield.
Yeah, that wasn't it. That was like a
And the
necessity.
reprints of draw perfect gaps.
But
I think
even
they should
at
do
that,
that.
I mean,
more.
all starting vanguards have been errated to have the wording of the quick shield.
Yeah, so you don't even.
You don't actually need
it.
the.
You just need the quick shield.
But it's handy because you know that some people in the community will just rule shut you.
Ah, yeah,
Oh,
those shots can't really anal.
Well, it doesn't say that you can't do it. It has officially been errated.
Well, in fairness, in any official Bushrod event, people would be aware that it's been errated.
Yeah.
It's just when it comes down to maybe smaller shops where Vanguard isn't their main game
Yeah.
that you would get maybe an organiser that doesn't know and just agreeing, going, well, it doesn't say that on the card, which you can understand that from communities that are less competitive.
And back to the game at hand.
Ooh.
Oh, we've had a strong
Thank
opening
you.
turn for Marcus, following a quick
Sorry.
trigger and strike check.
Big damage.
That's good shit.
Strong start here.
35.
And Robert choosing to maintain damage at 3.
3 is quite a nice number to have in
Yeah.
terms of. It means that you're not at a point where you're deadly, because if you're on 4 damage, then
Any crit can kill you.
any crit will be able to kill you. But if you're on 3, it gives you that kind of safe zone. But also at 3 gives you a lot of plays. It lets you use your counter blasts.
Unless your opponent is playing Force 2, in which case a single crit will still kill you.
But it's not every force deck does play, but
It's actually quite rare. Yeah, the only
Yeah.
Force, reliably, the only Force 2 you really see.
it's basically Overlord and currently
Overlord.
Altmile right now.
Some Altmile decks, some of them play Force 1 depending on the matchup, and then occasionally Tempo
Hang
based
up.
Asha decks.
Yeah, Asha mostly.
Sure.
It's force 1 because of the
Thank you.
Asha
Oh,
still
wow.
to be swinging the file for you tokens.
So there are Asha decks that just focus on huge burst turns and they use the Force 2 for that. Particularly since the VR Asha gains crit herself, so
Yeah.
There are
3
quite a
damage.
few decks that I play Force 2 in.
One hit.
Yeah. But I think
I've got 2 different versions of Genesis. One that obviously uses Force 1, which is the
Astral
one.
Port,
Yeah,
You're
the
in the
Astral
Astral
quotes.
and then Himiko, where
Then
you go
Himiko
Force
is
2,
the Force 2.
which is really funny.
But then again, it's all up to what the player prefers.
And what the matchup calls for.
My humble opinion is Asha should mostly be played as a Force 1 deck due to the way first it's built and what the Fire Fairy token does.
True, though also the Flower Fairy token would gain Ash's crit.
True.
And you have a number of cards in the set like Tanya, Farine, Antero, which can increase your Asha Vanguard's power.
Yeah.
You can also call down as many Dians as you have to give your Asha 5k each time. You have no problem using power thresholds.
Yeah.
It's just dependent on
Very
time
much
and
up to
matchup
the
is.
call. Call the draw.
Oh, there's a Varro using Gold Blast.
There's actually quite a few times that I'll decide whether to use Force 1 or Force 2 based on what the opponent's situation is.
Yeah.
Like if the opponent has like a small hand, I'll always go for Force 2. If the opponent has a huge hand that I'm not going to be able to break through, then I'll just use Force 1 to try and
Yeah.
remove as many cards from hand as possible.
Dimension Police, once they got its first set of PCs, report was always Force 1. But
Also, if
Force
the
2
opponent happens to be on
4
5 damage,
Yeah.
well, if they're on 5 damage by the time I get to grade 3, there is no reason to go for Force 2. I'll just always go for Force 1.
Yeah, you want to be as big as possible with forcing many cards.
I mean, there's always the possibility your opponent hits a heal trigger, but like it will take so much more and so much more pressure to
38
guard
to
Force 1.
Probably one of the decks you'll probably see most Force 1 for is current Dimension Police.
Check.
Oh, big double trigger there. Or big draw trigger specifically. Yeah, it was double draw. Big double trigger.
Sorry.
Which against Overlord is quite a big
Sorry.
thing right now.
Nice.
Very Robert has
Now Robert has full
his hand.
5 face up damage.
Which
And
is
a
quite
huge
happy
hand.
to have, considering we've read Overlord drive checks multiple times.
Yep.
Like Chronogen, it has multiple opportunities to
Yeah,
open
when
new
one
doors.
turn it's 4 drive checks, it's basically 5 attacks if it's a full field.
Still blasting on 1.
And that's him searching for the end to put into its all-in units, skills.
Normally when you're fighting against the cross, you ideally want to try and keep their damage low to limit the sort of explosiveness that they can pull off. And try and force them to use the
In this situation,
Scout
having 2 burn rise would be the most dangerous thing.
like having even 1 burn rise would still force so much guard. But Ignero does the job. And very, very good at killing off rear guards.
Cross my
And
hand.
then there's another cross of the hand for the revive next turn. Get another force strip. It does seem here Marcus does have a good big hand. No
Sometimes
criminal space
an
around.
Overlord player will only attack and restand once.
Yeah, it depends on the situation.
Because you really need to be sure when you connect to the discard 3 that you kill your opponent there and
Yeah.
there. Otherwise you're in for a lot of trouble.
Well, even the discard 3 still drive checks 1, so really it's more of a discard 2.
21 crit 2.
And generally, if it removes 2 cards from your opponent's hand, then
That's
it
fine.
at least breaks even.
Yeah.
The only problem comes when the opponent just takes it and hits a heal trigger. Then you suddenly your 2 cards down.
Yeah.
That's the thing as well, when you're fighting against the cross, you need to be able to like, strategically plan ahead for when you can and cannot say no guard. Since you have more opportunities to see when a single crit would kill you or not, or when 2 crits would kill you or not, you can just say no guard and just take that and damage check and get a bunch of triggers.
Yeah.
And then having more damage than the opponent just means your heals will always be live and there's a load.
Yeah, push you up to 38. Yep, that's
Yeah,
good.
because my original plan today was just to play
Heal
my usual
hits.
co-paladin since I have none of the new support that just came out, along with the crosser support.
Thank you.
The problem is
But the fact
A,
that-
the crosses are around and B, everyone has to play force.
Yes.
CV.
That's my force. Like, I know who's playing today, I know everyone's going to get a
SB.
force deck.
Stand.
I could have borrowed stuff, but because of the current situation with COVID, it's not a wise thing to do.
Correct.
So I've done what I could with the deck, so I only have one die line out at the moment.
23,
So
31
I thought
crit
we'll
2.
just stick with the old die shot.
I have interest on who do you board stuff from?
I just have like a buy online, but mostly I try to get it off you.
Yeah, because I was about to say, like, I'm currently not allowing anyone to borrow any of my cards.
Yeah.
Simply because of the pandemic.
31.
So that's
Also,
why,
yes,
that's
but
why
yeah.
I asked Mrs. Robbie yesterday, what dimension police stuff did you get in that?
Mhm.
So I thought maybe try to trade it, buy it, see if you get it, stuff, that's great.
I mean, you could have played Gallop, but then you would have to play Miracle Beauty as well.
The Gallop's terrible.
Yeah,
One
Gallup isn't
pass?
even really Dimension
On the
Police.
pass.
I mean, it
One pass.
technically
Like,
is.
Gallop didn't even deserve to be a VR.
The problem with Gallop is A, they decided to make him crit based instead of power based, and B, gave him exactly 1 card of support. And that's Grand Volver.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if they'd actually bothered to support it properly,
Like-
Grand Gallop would be good.
But yes,
In a vacuum, it's not a bad card. It can gain crit by threatening your opponent every time. It's just tiny.
Brandbag should have been VR.
It's really
so,
nice.
it's so much better.
Plus
If you look at
10.
the price, in fact, not even the prices because they're both actually really cheap.
Like,
Brandbag's on like a $5 for some reason, and Gallop is also like a $5.
it's like
41.
half the entire set. But-
Also, there's a lot of supply now.
Plus
yeah,
5.
'cause like,
That doesn't stop people from hoarding up the stuff like Chronotus, T-Guard, Scarlet Arcab, all that stuff.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
There are loads of them, and yet they're all like £30 plus cards for no
Yeah,
reason.
which
So
we
it's
did see
25.
Pan
25,
did get
31.
reprints.
41.
41.
Again, 10 from its own skill.
See
Correct.
if in the English release, if the show intends to do it, we hope they would.
I think that's the thing. English Visual doesn't have the same sort of reprint policy and promo policy that Japanese
First
Visual
one?
does. As nice it was, is
7.
it to see
That'd be 8.
the reprints that they got when they reprint the Dragonic stage and the Tri-T-Cell decks.
Yeah.
I'm not holding my breath for it, which means I'm just sort of,
PG.
We can wish upon a star.
But then again, if they want to do Chronotus, I mean relevant and they continue to buy into the next stage,
Cards
and
in hand.
they will reprint those things
6.
because they
6.
included in those promos Steam Maiden
25 Vanguard.
would buy herself
But the next stage itself has been a really good set.
Oh yeah, incredibly popular.
You've had 3 very good trial decks that came with the Draw PG promo
25.
Yeah.
promotion.
Yes.
You buy one of each trial deck.
28.
On one go, and you got your promo pack of 3 draw PGs.
Robert and I were discussing actually they should continue the trend of reprinting Trigger Sentinels, but you should also maybe try and include one of the crit Sentinels as well, just so players can actually try them.
Yeah. The problem with that is next stage did introduce the critical Sentinels, which are now 30k shields, but are also considered Sentinels.
And that's all well and good against Axel,
Yeah.
but you know,
It's nice, it's 30k shield. I'm not having to use multiple cards.
It's
to reach
also-
that threshold of 30k.
they don't often get played at 4 outside of Protect though,
Yeah.
and Overlord the Cross being the other exception.
I have seen folk do it as a 2-2 or a 1-3.
It's usually 1, 2, or 2, 2.
It was a nice idea, but the fact is, I don't think many clans really have something that stops signals too much.
I also think you'd rather stop an attack completely
Yeah.
than have a chance of it being broken, although 40 shields going up to like 50 something
But then again,
is still big.
it's nice to see the old stuff getting
In fact, isn't it 50 shields?
into this era of the BZ.
Dedication.
Yeah, 30k shields, so it's just 10k bigger than a heal, that's still
Yeah.
one card regardless as opposed to 2 or 3.
It is nice that we're now starting to see the old stuff from G era
Yeah,
appearing into the game.
actually on that note, Oracle
The
think
thing
tank
is, the crit,
The crit Sentinels?
crit
38.
Sentinels are much better against Axial decks,
Yeah,
and for quite a long time,
Axial
Axial
was
was
just
the
everywhere.
main meta.
Vanquisher for no reason
Yeah.
is so strong. Rebon, really
Yeah.
strong.
Because if your opponent has
Gold
like
Paladin still
6 or 7
really
attacks,
strong.
it's better to guard with 1 card than it is to play
Yeah.
1 card and discard 1.
Unless your opponent's Vanguard is getting crit or
Okay.
Sentinels or
Two
by and
pass.
large
Two
just
pass.
discarding too many cards.
First check. Second check.
So,
Ooh, big.
Well, I do have to take actual dates. I play golds and nobles.
20 Vanguard.
20
My
Vanguard.
gold build has basically remained unchanged. It's still
20 Vanguard.
performs quite strong.
Bad.
That's mainly because it's
Stands,
set
stands,
simple.
stands.
Okay, I'll make 2k fees and a third. Thank you very much.
Cool.
Ooh, what are we going to
So
see?
he still has the cross from the previous turn.
Right.
Oh, here he goes.
Get the
So
additional
cross 2.
Oh, look at the force. Oh, not putting on any notes. Probably counting on anything. Oh,
Oh,
okay,
Oh,
here
there's
we go.
one right.
Here we go.
So the burn ride is 4 face up damage. This is quite the situation.
Robert is now going to be threatening lethal pretty much. With burn rise or the wooden.
yeah.
Cool skill, cut plus
Marcus's
1.
hand isn't too big at this point, but he does have plenty of
let's-
effect. We'll go to
Put this back and what with that?
only a short search from
Retire this one.
Two more events with 5 minutes.
Draw 1. Then use Overlord skill.
So that's one search himself to the end.
Oh look, there it is. Cool skill.
Oh, he's going for it.
That's the potential. Let's just finish. What? There we go. So
Gonna
the
try and go for the
cross.
kill here, I think.
Yeah, so
Kind of has to in this situation.
And more regards to use for plus 5 since you've got a big column.
depends what's in Marcus's hands.
It's going to be 38.
And a pitch it.
So he has
First things first.
4 attacks coming at crit 2 from the Vanguard, 1
21.
Vanguard at crit 2.
Correct 2 Vanguard skill plus 5.
So there's 21 crit 2.
He has that heat shot dragon as well, which is very deadly behind Vanguard.
It's basically just having that constant column for 4 attacks.
It's also good when written or when called.
Mm.
Because you can filter when you write it, and you can just go absolutely nuts behind Vanguard when you call it.
But it does seem like within the Japanese meta coming with Overlord has decreased in play.
And that's largely due to the rise of Sharrock, Night Rose, and also Luant.
Messiah as well is one of the popular decks when
Messiah made a
Silver Dust
resurgence.
Bliss came out.
Messiah is always going to be relevant, it's just not always going to be, you know.
Meta relevant.
But from this grade 1 promo to make it truly good here.
Yeah, when they get that grade 1 promo, the same thing will happen to Gear Chronicle will happen to Messiah. Because the Gear Chronicle grade 1 promo is insane. It's really, do you want to play Quicky Walker or Chrono Tiga? And that promo, yes.
What trigger, let's see, card in hand?
5. Yeah,
Five.
5.
I even only 100%.
Yeah,
Oh no,
10k.
he has 3 intersects. Because
For
it's
one.
one by list.
Second trick. Okay, skill. Can't blast.
Slow Blast to be
Slow
stunned.
blast. Twist stand. And skill. Can't blast. Discard 15k and a crit. So this is 23, this is 31, 2 crit Vanguard. No, plus 5.
One drives that would be 41, Marcus is at 13. So that's
It's going to be really difficult to
30k.
get out here.
Yes, so it's 30k shield.
Robert
here.
was a single crit, Marcus could die. And is likely to as well because Robert was on 5, so most of his heals before that will fizzle.
And I don't think we've seen many heals from Marcus
31.
Yep.
this game. But the fact is, Robert's being at 5. If he hits its damage 3 or 4, 4 or 5, it's
1 to pass.
Oh,
Oh.
he's
10,000 and recover.
And Robert does the Robert.
Marcus did get a damage trigger there and he didn't die, so
Yeah. He's gave the heal to Vanguard. That's 13, 23, 33 is going to be 41. Against a 23.
the Rain's decide whether or not you're going to discard these.
Discard 3, I might as well, I can't intercept from background anymore because it's face up damage.
Correct. Will he burn rise though?
Absolutely no reason not to if he's on 5. Or 15 and I'll crit.
And then he swings that Igni Road to gain another 5k.
Yep. So plus 10, that's 33, that's 41, 2 crits Vanguard.
Okay.
1 to pass.
Whoa. Marcus only 2 in hand then.
38.
Yep, 38 Vanguard.
Yeah, sure, 21.
Right.
So he's 20.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh.
killing the 6 damage heal.
And this
That's
is
31 to Marcus. Oh, and a PG. Oh.
next.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
And
Yep.
Robert only has 2 cards in hand
And
to
draw.
field
So
intercept.
Marcus has no cards in hand.
But he does have Altmile and 3 face up damage.
Discard.
Yes.
But how many Overlords do you have left?
0.
Well, that's a shame.
That's
Yeah.
going to really limit the amount of plays he can do.
True. Robert's only 2 in hand for damage, but 2 intercepts available.
Yep.
Well, Marcus has just gained 2 again.
Yeah, let's
Three
if
units
Marcus
on
is pulling triggers here, Robert can just, you know,
Yeah.
I think Robert can quite easily defend himself.
Yeah.
Because you can just take one, guard the Vanguard, and then
Then again, what will happen during drive checks?
Go. Plus 1. So plus 1. Plus
yeah, do it
15.
so, man.
Skill.
Yep.
None left.
That's all done.
28 to crit.
22 crit.
Correct.
Robert Galtus.
Yeah, as well.
First check.
Oh, that's big.
Off X and heal. Second check.
10,000 from my Vanguard.
You PG'd it.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, what am I doing?
No, you're going to check it anyway.
Well, we need to check anyway.
Well, now that you know, you should really shuffle your deck.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because it's unfair advantage
Yeah, it's
having.
fine.
On this point there can happen to anybody.
That's the pressure.
We're not going to do any disqualifications, not for the simple misplay like that.
30k. 34k Vanguard.
No.
Cool.
Oh,
Game three.
and it's
my
gone
God.
one each. So we're in for a very exciting game 3.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Who will be going to the finals? I
Final
would
shuffle
expect it to be
time.
Robert Overlord, Drake with Dragonic, but we'll see quite a few comebacks here from Marcus.
I think resolving 2 heals like that, 2 turns in a row was huge.
Seems he's giving lots
We're currently at 40 minutes. We're just going to stop here and we'll make another video for game 3 of this.